Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Kingdoms. In today's episode, we are going to be adding a bathhouse to Regnum. Every Roman city needs a bathhouse, right? Or I believe it's thermae, something like that in Latin. And we're going to build it basically right here in this little section next to the temple. There's a little bit of a hill. Here, let's go down there and I'll show you. There's a little bit of a hill right here, and the bathhouse is not actually going to run into that hill, but it's going to come to right about here or so, and then it's going to extend out in this direction until it hits the road over here. So that's the plan. I think it's actually going to be really cool. I've done a little bit of a mock-up kind of in a creative testing world to get the general shape and all that kind of stuff. And I think it's going to be really good. Also, I've been doing some grinding between episodes for resources. We've been running a little bit low on netherrack, and I'm currently smelting up basically 2 double chests full of netherrack right now. Ah, good. Looks like these are done. Let's let them stop. Good. And we're just gonna leave those. They should be on the track, but it's like there's like a little bit of a bug or a glitch or something where, yeah, see, like you right click and it decides it still wants to. I don't know, whatever. These must be full. The hoppers for coal must be full because I only put. Hey, whatever. You know what? It's fine. Anyway, we have a bunch of netherrack that's smelting into nether brick for us. I also managed to go and mine out a whole bunch more granite as well, which is going to be good because we're going to need it. So let's grab some of that granite right now. That should be enough to start with to kind of get our basic shape. And let's start plopping down some blocks, my friends. It is time to get to it. Also, the new snapshot came out today. Well, today for me, yesterday for you guys. I am not in it. I was reading into it a bit, and it looks like it's a bit unstable. There's some pretty significant bugs and stuff like that. And given that this is meant to be basically the vanilla world that I'm playing in, I don't want to switch over to a snapshot and have something bad happen with the world and corrupt the world. So I'm going to hold off on the snapshot. If they release a B version, like 17W13B instead of A, that fixes some of those bugs, then I will definitely switch over and we'll try and get parrots and all that kind of good stuff. But for the time being, I'm just going to stick in 17W06A. There was a lot of bugs when I was experimenting with it and trying it out, and I just don't think it's a good idea. I did not consider this. I did not consider that this road goes right here. Because I meant for the building to come to, like, right here. Which I suppose isn't the end of the world? If we did that? I mean, that wouldn't be that big of a deal, would it? If we did something like this? Oh, we've got another stair back there. If we did something like this, that wouldn't really be that big of a deal, would it? Like, we could get away with that, I think. Yeah, I think we could. I think this would still be fine. It'd be a little funky, like right here, but I don't think it's... Yeah, it's fine. Okay, anyway, I was worried. So, we're going to have this bathhouse that's going to be basically pretty big. It's going to be quite large, in fact. And let's see, we need it to come to right here, I think, and then it's going to start kind of coming out this way. And I don't have my exact measurements and everything like that yet, but we're going to kind of work it out as we go. That should be fine, I think. right? We'll just kind of bring this over. Let's go ahead and get rid of this little part right here. There we go. And then the front, I know, is going to be a 5 wide, well, 7 wide if you include the wall blocks. So that would be like right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, like that, I think, right? No, I think it was actually like this. I'm trying to, as I said, I did a bit of a mock-up in a creative testing world, and I'm trying to remember exactly how I did it. And I think it's something like that. Let's get rid of some of this grass. This is all going to have to get cleared out anyway. Let's go like so. I think that should be okay, maybe, probably. That's the technical term. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. So let's go here. And then we'll count 1, 2, 3 and put a pillar there. Ooh. Did I mess this up already? Like, is this? Oh, boy. I suppose we could go like that. And then I was thinking, I'm laying out the future location of some pillars right now. Here. Right? And then we'd have, nah, I don't really, because I wanted it to be like this basically, but it looks like I would actually need to bring this out one and to bring this guy out one too. Or I could shift the whole thing this way, but then this little part over here would extend out into the street, and that's not gonna work. Let me think about this for a minute, guys. Let me do some experimenting and stuff, and I'll come back to you. Alright guys, I am back, and I've got the whole thing laid out. It took me a while to figure out a layout that works, but I think I've got it all planned out now. So basically we're going to have the main entrance to the bath right here, and then there'll be a secondary entrance over here on this road. Then we'll have pillars, right, on the outside, and these will just be to add some exterior detail, because I don't think it would really make a whole lot of sense to have windows where you could, like, look into the public baths. We will probably have some windows on this wall over here, but over here it didn't make sense for me to have windows, so we're going to have pillars on the outside to add some detail and some interest to this wall. And then in here, this will be the actual bath area right here where the water is, and then we're going to have pillars over here as well, and this little, like, bath courtyard area thing will be open to the sky. So we'll have a roof that goes here and then pillars on the outside. So there'll be like a little covered area right here. I had to make this a little bit thinner than I had originally wanted. I originally wanted this to be 3 blocks wide between the pillars and this wall. But you know what? I had to kind of finagle this quite a bit to get it to fit within the space that we have here without it messing with the forum or with the road over there and stuff like that. Because, I mean, if we're going to have this forum, we don't want one building that sticks 1 block into the forum. Like, that would just drive everybody insane. So we didn't want to do that. But I think we've got a good plan here. So now I think the next step is to get some of the structures in place. I think we're going to get this wall and build it up 5 high total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to there. And then the roof will go at this level right here. It's not going to be stone brick, but we'll build that up. We're going to have to do all the detail because I still want to have this wall pattern with the gray concrete powder and the regular granite. And then the roof over on this part of it is going to be a little bit different. So let me get some work done on that, and I'll be back with you. Alright guys, I am back. So I've got the walls in place, I've got all of these outer pillars in place as well, and I've got a little bit of a start on the roof here. So now what we need to do is we need to sort the roof out first, because this portion of the roof right here is going to determine this part of the building. And let me show you kind of what I mean here. So let's just kind of pillar up a little bit. There we go. So what I want to have, actually, oh, I didn't bring any, you know what? Let's go grab a couple more things. I didn't even think of that. The fact that there's a nether brick pillar right there. Let's just grab a stack of that and a couple more stacks of that. There we go. That should be fine. Okay, so what I mean by this, by the fact that this roof is going to determine the shape of this roof, what I mean by that is that we're going to have this part of the roof go up, go up like this, right? And then once it hits this point right here, we're going to cap it off, just as you would, you know, expect. So this will kind of come over. Actually, I may even... No, I think that's all the higher I want to go. Okay, and then we need to do a little something with this part of the roof as well, because this is going to be the interior area, right? So we need this to kind of be in place too. Let's see. Oh, now I'm breaking stuff that I didn't mean to. And I'm not going to do the entire little roof here. I just want to show you this one little part. Okay. So we get this part of the roof kind of begun, right? And here it'll go up again and then wrap around like so until it runs up to this point. Right? Is that right? Why is this? This is 2 and this is 3. Ooh. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Okay, so what we're going to have to do then, in order to make this work properly, we're going to have to lower this part down a little bit. Otherwise, we're going to have like this weird thing like this, and it's going to look super dumb. So let's just get all of our stairs and stuff there. So we'll go at this level instead, I think. Which will be fine, because I'm actually planning on lowering this room down a block to give us a little bit of an elevation change right in the middle of the whole thing. So I think that'll actually be okay. And then here... Oh, no, that's still going to be messed up. How messed up is that going to be? Is that going to be messed up to the point where I can't fix it? I don't think it will. I think I can make this work. Huh. Let me mess around with this roof. Basically, the plan is once we get up to here, right, we're going to actually have that roof over here slant up at an angle until it hits this and juts out just a little bit over this part of the roof. So we'll have like a slanted roof here and then a standard roof that covers the actual bath area. So that's kind of the plan. Let me get some work done and I'll be back with you in just a minute. All right, guys, I am back. Check it out. We got the roof all in place. Everything's looking good. Not so good on the interior. We need to kind of fix the ceilings and stuff in here. And this is going to be kind of a challenge up here as well, but I think we can sort it out. But from the outside, I really like the way this looks. I think it looks pretty good from a distance and all that kind of stuff. We got this one chunk of the roof that kind of goes up, and then the rest of the building that kind of sticks out to the side. So I think that's really good. Okay, so our next step is probably going to be to start doing some of the interior stuff. I think I'm going to save the ceiling for last because I'm not entirely sure how I want to do that just yet. But let's start by getting this whole floor kind of ripped out. Okay, now that we have the floor all ripped out here, I went ahead, I lowered this down by 1 block. I think what I want to do is I want it to match the road pattern. I think that'll be really good. So what we're going to do is we're just going to fill basically this whole thing in with stone brick for now, and then we can add our texture variation, our cobblestone, and all that kind of stuff as well. Right here, this is going to be a staircase that leads down 1 block, okay? So, essentially, it's going to almost feel like the floor in here is an extension of the road. And that's going to be very intentional because the roads and the forum, for that matter, over there, which is going to have this same kind of pattern, those are basically just going to lead directly into this whole thing, and it should work out pretty well, I think. Let's just put a block there and here, and a stair and a stair, right? Why is that funky? Oh, because we've got stairs here. Yeah, we don't want stairs there. We want full blocks, right? And it doesn't look great right now because we don't have the actual road pattern in place, but we'll get there. It'll be fine. Okay, so let me finish getting the rest of the floor put in here. We're also going to take all of these pillars and bring them down 1 extra block too. So let me get that done. All right, guys, I am back. I've almost got the floor in here in place. Very, very close. Almost done. Just need to go in and add the cobblestone. And once that's done, then the rest of the floor, well, I shouldn't say the rest of the floor. I should say the whole floor will be finished. So just got to mix a little bit of this in so it matches with our roads and pathways and stuff. Just give it, that nice variation that we love so much. And that's basically it for the floors in here. Now that we've got this all, now that we have like the floors and stuff in place and we can, kind of get an idea of how this is going to look, I like this a lot, actually. This looks pretty fantastic with the whole, with the inside of it filled in. Like, I just love the feeling that this room gives. Let's go back. Let me finish getting this cobble in place here, and then I'll kind of show you what I mean. Boop, 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 boop. Oop, missed that one. There we go. Just look at this feeling that you get as you're here inside. Like, isn't that fantastic? I think it's awesome. I really like this. Let's go maybe here, and there. Want to get some of the cobble into this mixture here as well. There we go. And then over here too. Let's kick that one off to the side a little bit. There we go. Just kind of wanting to mix up the textures in a couple spots. And this is all going to be underwater, so does it really matter? Probably not. But, sometimes it's the little details that make all the difference. So let's do that and this. And then we'll just start kind of kicking this out. Like so. And that should start filling this whole thing up for us. There we go. So now I've got this nice public bath area in here, which I think is awesome. Like, I think this looks really good. So now we need to sort out our lighting. I threw up a couple kind of temporary torches, which I'm not a huge fan of. But what we will do, I think, is let's figure out a couple spots where we can hide a little bit of lighting in here, and we can do it in such a way that it looks mostly random. So you guys know the torch trick, right? You throw down a torch, and then we can cover that up with carpet, but the light will still come through. That's what we're going for here. So let's go like so. There, 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 and there. And I think that creates a nice effect. We may actually put another one right here, even though it's not actually needed, but just to kind of help with that variation. Like, I think that's a good feel. This will all then be nice and lit up, which I think is really good. Like so. You guys get the idea. Let me finish getting the lighting in place. All right, guys, I am back. I've got the lighting all in place, the whole thing. There's nowhere in here that's spawnable, which is great. So now the last thing that I need to do is I got to sort out the ceiling. And that could be a little tricky. It's kind of a weird shape. It's kind of a weird kind of sort of bizarre shape and dimensions to work with. But I think I can figure it out. Let's see, gray carpet there. There we go. Okay, so let's grab some slabs. Let's grab some redstones or some red sandstone stairs. Let's grab some of these guys. We'll grab some extra nether brick in case I have to make more. And then same goes for that as well, because I do have a feeling that I'm going to end up doing most of this with red sandstone slabs. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Let's start in this area over here. So what I was kind of thinking is maybe we could do something like this on most of the pillars, right, to kind of break this up a little bit. Something like that. There we go. And then up here, we would put red sandstone like this. And I think, what do we think of that? Like, how does that look? Does that look okay? Let's just do this side together. And if it does, like if we're happy with the way that this looks, then I'll just replicate it throughout the rest of the room. I don't think, well, yeah, actually, technically there are some spawnable areas up there, so we'll have to get up there with some torches, but that's okay. That won't be that big of a deal. Oh. You go there. There. Okay, what do we think of that? Yeah, I think that looks all right. What about from over here? Yeah, I think that's perfectly fine. I think that looks good. Okay, let me get up there and do the rest of this. And then in here, this is going to be the other room that we have to kind of sort out. I'm kind of thinking we're going to go for sort of the same idea. The question is, where do we do the arches? We could maybe do one like here. Maybe we do them like this. And then you would end up here. And yeah, that looks really, that doesn't look good with the windows though. Maybe we just do like 2, right? Maybe we just like do basically 2 cross beams. And we would bring this part across like so. And then all of our slabs would go here. There we go. How does that feel? I don't know about that. Maybe what I'll do, you know what? I'm not super happy with the way that this part of the roof looks. Tell you what, guys, throw me your suggestions. If you have suggestions for how we should do the roof in this portion of the build, I'm happy with this. This I'm good with. But this room, let me know if you have thoughts on how that should be done in a way that it could look good. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Let me finish getting the roof all finished up, and then I'll be back with you. All right, guys, I am back. The roof, the ceiling is done on the inside, and actually, I figured this one out too. I like this. This works. We got these kind of like nether brick bracers that are, holding up the roof in here. I really like that. That'll work. It's nice and simple, but it gets the job done. And in here, I'm happy with this too. So all in all, I'm gonna say the public bath is done. It's complete. I'm good with it. I think it turned out really well. And it's just kind of a cool thing. Doesn't serve any real practical purpose, of course, and as far as Minecraft is concerned. But, it's a cool thing, and it's kind of a cool aesthetic part of the city. Let's take a quick look here and see how it looks from up above, and then we'll jump into the comment of the day. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, I think that looks good from up here, too. Like, from all angles. I'm pretty happy with that. It'll do. It'll do nicely. Okay, so anyway, today's comment of the day is you should build a sand to red sand converter. That should solve the red sand situation. As it comes to cheating, in my opinion, it is not cheating because you are using sand like you are not using a cheat. It will make gathering red sand less tedious. And that's from Gaming Monster. So, for those of you who don't know, there is a bug within Minecraft that allows you to create like a redstone contraption that will convert regular sand into red sand and vice versa, right? And I don't consider that cheating either. I don't think that's cheating. I think that's exploiting a game mechanic. You're not like duplicating items. You're basically changing one item into a different one. So I personally don't have a problem with that. Now, with that said, I have considered building a red sand or a sand to red sand converter in this world, and I may still do that. It's really going to depend on how well or how much red sand we use here. The thing with all the sand to red sand converters that I've seen, as I've been looking into it, is that most of them are pretty slow because you have to place down the block manually by you can't like throw the items into a chest and then have it all just process while you're away doing other things. Speaking of process, we probably have a whole bunch of nether brick over here that we can turn into nether brick. Anyway, they're all pretty slow. Like, as far as gathering red sand goes, it's still faster right now to go to the mesa and just gather it, because I can pick up tons of it like instantly with a shovel, and that's still a lot faster than using a converter. Now, with that said, if I start to run out of red sand in my mesa biome, I will definitely build a sand to red sand converter. If the need arises, I will do it. I don't consider using one to be cheating. I think that's just kind of a cool use of exploiting the game mechanics by using, a technical Minecraft build to do so. So I personally don't have a problem with it. Right now, though, it is faster for me to use the mesa, so I'm not gonna do it right now. If it comes down to it, though, it is certainly something I will consider. But anyway, guys, that, I think, is going to do it for this episode. We got the public baths all built up and good to go. Next episode is episode 102. 2025, I believe, which means there's going to be a world download, and we'll probably do a little bit of a world tour as well. So yeah, good stuff. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.